Hello. What's going on? What's going on? Pudnik. Hello. What's going on? Gal says, when new video? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually. I've been busy. I've been busy with work, real life work. Lots of things. Lots of things going on in real life. Hopefully, the next video, I hope, will be a faceplant one. That's the plan anyway. A little faceplant update video. The only problem with that is there isn't much to update on at the minute. So coming up with something to... I like your hair. Thank you very much. Red, hello, hello. Coming up with some sort of video content for the faceplant update video is quite difficult. I think the biggest thing that's changed really is just level art progress. So perhaps a video on level art progress at some point. Maybe just a short one, nothing too long, but there hasn't been a video in a while. What up, Brian? What up, Giga? How you doing? How's it going, everybody? Can I send you my pixel artwork to rate it? Well, I probably won't rate it, but if you need feedback, then I can give feedback if that's what you're going to do. This is, for those of you that don't know, this is feedback session. So basically you can send your artwork into the Discord and we might check it out. But not only is it for artwork, it's also for game dev. So you can send your game dev and artwork stuff. You can do music as well, but personally, yeah. Me personally, I wouldn't take that disrespect. I don't find it disrespectful. I like my head too. It's cool to be bold, smooth, fast, speedy, aerodynamic, beautiful, low maintenance, strong, confident. You sent mine last week, Malek. Didn't we check it out? I feel like we checked it out. What up, Zai? How are you doing today? So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Should I resubmit it? No, don't resubmit. Because the way this works, right, there's two ways that this works. One, we have a wheel. So I'll probably do the wheel where basically we get a bunch of people's names and then we go through the wheel, boom, 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 boom. And then two, if we run out of names on the wheel, then we'll go with just whoever's was last in the feedback selection, basically. So don't resubmit. What up, Giga? W to you too. Federico, hello. What up, Dino? Dino Brogo in the building. Hello. If you can't see the other chat, by the way, we've got two chats going on at the minute. We've got YouTube chat going on and Twitch chat going on. So that's what it's about. If it isn't Mike Honcho himself, that's me. Whoever that is. What apps or website do you recommend for pixel art? For making pixel art? Check out my check out the pixel art tutorial that I've made. Ultimate pixel art tutorial. I mentioned them. I mentioned all the apps, most of the apps anyway. There's some changed, but I use Aseprite or Clip Studio Paint mainly. But there are plenty of alternatives. Invader, what up? How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. But yeah, it's feedback session. Let's jump in. So if anyone wants their work seen, we'll do one section of picker, wheel picker, and then we'll do another section of just going through who's there. So if you would like some work to be seen, speak now. Put your hand up in the chat. Make sure you're able to post it to the Discord, otherwise it's not going to work. So basically you can post it to the Discord and you tag this bit here, the Feedback Friday. You make a little post, blah, 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 blah. New post, you go, oh sick, I'm making a new post, check out my stuff, boom, tag it Feedback Friday, then you're good. I've got something, so we got Ryan. We got, let's go here. We got Ryan, we got Invader. Invader Diz, we got Dino Brogo. We got, what up Dom, how are you doing today? Can I get a link to the Discord? I want one. Sure. I think that should work. Let's find out. Let's see if the bot is sleeping today. The bot might be sleeping. Give me a second. Streamlabs. Log in. Do. How's life going, folks? What's going on? Any cool projects? I want to share my pixel art, by the way. That's fine. You can do that. As long as you're actually after feedback, that's what it's about. I'll add you to the list. If you're not after feedback, then yeah, that ain't it. Have I missed anyone? We got Invader. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks, Invader. Okay. Cool. What up, Ruckus? Finals in college is bad. Watching Soul is good. Well, welcome on in. Hope your finals are going well. Hold on. I gotta fix the bot a second. Cloudbot is on. I think it turns off automatically if you don't stream for a certain while. I haven't been streaming super regularly. Because life's been busy with work and stuff, and I obviously haven't made another video in a long time. So hopefully I can come around to making another video at some point. I did film a little short today. I've got like ideas for... I don't have a lot of time basically, so I'm doing things which don't take a lot of time. But anyway, that should work now, the Discord thing. Hopefully. Please work. Oh my god, it didn't work. Where are you from? England, my friend. How are you doing? Where are you from? Does it even work? Do I even have a Discord thing? I should. Discord, yeah, I should. What's going on here? Alert box? Give me a second, folks. I know this is annoying. You're from Israel. What's going on? Hello. Mod Streamlabs. There we go. And then Discord. Sort of lurking, have to finish up some work, no worries at all. I may be a lurker usually, but I adore your videos and streams. So I appreciate that, Mikey. How's it going, Alberto? From Brazil. Cool. Obrigado. I'm waiting on the delivery of a book on programming NES games, and I'm doing all right. That's awesome. So what, you're going to like try? Are you going to try and program NES games yourself, or is just out of interest? What's worse, wasps or hornets? I've never seen a hornet, but I've heard they're pretty big, right? And they try and kill bees, which I don't like. So probably hornets. Just out of that my very limited information about hornets. But anyway, we got Ryan, Invader, Diz, Dino Brogo, and True Mikey Q. If anyone else would like to be on the list, let me know. You finally continue working on your game, which is nice. Let's go, Zai. What up, Mr. Magius? How's it going? What's up, Zorel? Hello. We want to thank you for everything you do. I find it that you're most engaged YouTuber doing this pixel art and game art stuff, and I really appreciate it. Oh, I appreciate that, Alexandra. It's been a while since I made a video, actually, so I don't feel super engaged at the minute. But we'll get there. We'll get back on it at some point. Have you heard about Picotron? I haven't. What's that? Can I get it on the list? Yes, of course, Voidgazer. Voidgazer Bond, there you go. You're on the list. So, Bold, what up, Friendo? How you doing? Friendo. Let me check out the old Picotron here. Picotron. You're developing 2 fan games as a main story, right? In pixel art. Nice. That sounds like a lot of stuff. Picotron is a fantasy workstation for making pixel art games, animations, music, demos, and other curiosities. A toy operating system designed to be a cozy creative space. So that's cool. Is it too late to submit on Discord? Oh, friendo, if you want to be added to the list, I can add you to the list. Let's do it. And we'll check it out. Yeah, this sounds sick. Is it like a Pico 8 based thing? And these are passion projects? Nice. Still waiting for the Discord link. I don't know why it's not working. The bot. Hey there, I'm a pixel artist and recently made a demo game for the NES. Let's go, Hector. Can I get on the list? Of course. Of course. Can you add me to the list? Yes, of course. What up, Digitress? How are you doing today? Can you even convert Pico games to Picotron with some effort? I have no idea. It's made by the same person who made Pico 8. That guy is a genius. Do you play Fallout, Soul? I've played Fallout 1 recently, actually. I started playing that recently. That's a decent little game, actually. It's kind of interesting. Really difficult. But my favorite is New Vegas. I played New Vegas the most. I didn't really play 3. My brother played 3, and I watched him play 3 a little bit. But I played New Vegas the most, and I really liked New Vegas. It just had a vibe to it that I really liked. I played Fallout 4 and meh, was okay. I enjoyed it, but it was like okay. And I never played any other ones like 76 or anything. I think someone should make a game with the concept of the factory I built in Fallout 4. I wonder how you would think of this factory. I have no idea. Oh my goodness, Ghost Lupo with 36 months. 3 years. Unlocking the diamond egg. Let's go. We need more eggs. It's been a while since I streamed as well. We need more eggs. 3 years, Lupo. That's insane. Thank you so much. 3 years of support with a 3-year streak. That's actually ridiculous, Lupo. Hype in the chat for Lupo, everybody. That's actually crazy. Can I perhaps get the link manually? Oh my god, I have to actually do it manually. Of course. Give me 1 second. Do 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 do. There you go. I've posted a link in the chat for the Discord if you're not on the Discord. But let's spin the wheel, everyone. Let's spin the wheel. Let's get to the feedback. In this economy, I know. Hit the gritty. I'm not going to do that. I don't know how to do that, actually. Well, I've seen some people do it. Spin that wheel. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Who's first? Who's going to be first on the amazing wheel of fortune? Cloudy Gaming, what up? How are you doing today? Ryan, it's your lucky day. Make sure, by the way, you have posted the artwork in the feedback section. Ryan, it is your lucky day. Thanks for the follow, Daniel Pancake. Appreciate you. Do, 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 do. I'd like to be on the wheel, please. Of course. You've been added. Ryan, it is there, you said. Okay, here it is. I see it. We're here. My first time trying a bigger isometric pixel art piece. Let's go. Let's go. This is interesting, actually. Let's do it in Paint today. Add me, SD0. Zera. Okay, that's it. Everyone, that's all we're adding. That is all we're adding. The list has been locked. The list has been locked, okay? What is the wheel for, if I may? I don't think I exactly know. Okay, so basically, if you would like some feedback on your art or game dev, then the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, first 9 or 10 people will get added to the list. And we'll go through those first, basically. You can take me off it, okay. So you don't want feedback. Boom, no problem. Four out of 10. I don't have any pixel art or such. Okay, no problem. Dark Dirt, what up? How you doing? Mainly struggle with shadows and lighting. Okay, let's check it out. So I think, firstly, it's interesting because it's your first isometric piece. And some of it's isometric, some of it's like 2D, which is kind of, you know, like 2D. The other, what's it called? What's the opposite of isometric? What is that called? Not isometric. Phyrometric. Ice and phyrometric. Flat? Not flat. I mean, it is flat. Like, what's that perspective called? Where it's just like that. Sideways on. Inyometric. I have no idea. I have no idea what it is. I haven't made a post on Discord though. Can I quickly add my game to the list? I'll add you in, Smile Hero, but you have to be on the Discord. You have to I'll add you to the list, but that's it. I like how absurd it is. Yeah, me too. I like the difference. I like the difference between the actual flat elements, like the flatter elements, and the isometric building. It actually is an interesting take on this, because usually either everything is just 2D. Blood Queen, okay. How's it going, by the way? I think that this failure yeah, exactly. I don't think it's a failure. I think it's just it's an interesting take on the style, because usually everything is isometric, right? Like the cow, for example. If you're going to do an isometric cow, you do it with the same grid in mind. If you've never done isometric before, then I'd highly recommend checking out my isometric tutorial, which I break down the basics, basically. Basically, I break down the basics. But the cow would look something like that if it was actually isometric, right? And then it would have the shadow. But it's like, it's a flat cow with the isometric shadow, which is kind of it's an interesting take, actually. I've never seen this before, so it's unique. I like that. You said you struggle with the light and the shadows the most. I can kind of see that. There is a section in my isometric tutorial where I talk about how to place shadows. But basically, you just need to follow the grid. Like, if this is going this way, or something like this, and this is going this way, or something like this, basically, what this alludes to, right, is that what your shadows allude to is that there's a gap between the silo and the building. Which, from this, there might be if the silo is like there, but then again, I would put the silo shadow probably something like that. You know what I mean? Probably somewhere there. The shadow kind of looks a little bit off there. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that. And generally with shadows and lighting, the best thing that you want to do, I think, is just practice the fundamentals if you're not familiar. If you're not familiar with just basic fundamentals of shadow and lighting with 3D objects like cubes and spheres, just practice that. That's going to give you all of the knowledge that you need to shade literally anything that you need. And I'm not even joking as well. I'm not even joking when I say anything. I really mean anything. If you just practice basic lighting setups with cubes, spheres, cones, for example, cylinders, if you practice that, you're good. Like, every single thing that you draw from that point on will be able to be made up. They'll be able to deconstruct it as those shapes, basically. They'll be able to be deconstructed as those shapes. So everything here can be deconstructed by these shapes. I mean, maybe even what's that called? A pyramid. Pyramid as well. Why not? Because there you've got the triangular base. Why chicken is the size of gates? That's just how it is in this world. Chickens are ginormous. Nobody fits in here. Maybe it's like a top-down world type thing, you know? But yeah, it's very good. Practice the fundamentals. That's what I'd say. I saw Matrix. Wow. Not having much experience in creating art and wanting to do pixel art. Do you recommend you start learning pixel art straight away or learn traditional drawing first? Okay, so this goes for anyone. Not having much experience in creating art and wanting to do pixel art, do you recommend me to start learning pixel art straight away or learn traditional drawing first? I recommend just making stuff. And it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's digital art, traditional art, pixel art. But the caveat here, and this goes for all beginners, I think, or just anyone that wants to make something, make sure you're having fun. Have fun. Have fun. Because art is huge, right? Art is absolutely non-stop. The amount of techniques and fundamentals and everything that you need to learn in order to be like a technical expert, and that's just one facet of art, right? There's technical side of art, and then there's like the other side of art, the expressive side of art. Okay, that's how I see it anyway. This is how I see art. There are two sides. The expressive side is infinite, okay, because that's all based on your feeling. Yes, Comic Sans. And the technical side is not infinite. It is limited, but you can spend more than a lifetime trying to become a technical master at art, okay? And you probably won't hit it in your lifetime as well. So what I would recommend is that you're in this, if you want to do art, you're in it for the long haul, okay? If you want to get good at art, and if you want to really enjoy, if you want to really keep making art, then just make stuff that you have fun doing. So if that's pixel art, start doing pixel art right now. It doesn't matter. Start make your first pixel art piece right now. Reduce your expectations, increase the amount of fun that you can have. There you go. You're now having fun with art. You're making stuff. And even if you never study, right? Even if you never study a fundamental with art, you will pick it up over time. You'll pick it up over time intuitively. Like, I've seen people online who have claimed to have no training in art whatsoever, and they're just really, really good with colors. They just have an intuitive understanding with colors because they've been drawing and they've been making things for so long, right? But you can't get that without the whole making stuff part. unless you're like a child prodigy or just a prodigy in general, right? Unless you're just a prodigy and you just understand those things, which is not likely. It takes making things. So just make things that you want to make and keep making things and you'll get better. But if you want to improve at a faster rate, and if you want to understand the things, because in my journey, right? In my journey, I wanted to draw superheroes and stuff like that when I first started, when I was a kid. And I didn't know why my superheroes didn't look like the other superheroes. And it turns out that, you need to study anatomy. You need to have some sort of understanding of anatomy. I'm drawing this with a mouse, by the way. And it's like, okay, well, what do I need to do? I need to study anatomy. How do I study anatomy? Oh, these books are good. Okay, I'll do these books. I'll do these drawings. And I'll draw this over and over and over again until I have just a basic or the understanding that I require to do the anatomy. And that's how you can go about it. But it didn't stop me from drawing superheroes. I just kept drawing superheroes. And then I added more to the knowledge as I kept making things. Like, I should study this. I should study this, blah, blah, blah. If you study too much, too soon, you can run into this point where if you study too much too soon, then you can become overwhelmed with the information. They always talk about this graph of, like, let's say blue is understanding and green is technical skill, like your actual ability, right? If your understanding here is above your actual ability, making art is going to be frustrating because you can't make what you have you can't make what you understand. You haven't got the skills to do it. Whereas if your technical skill is high, but your understanding is low, you might not know at that point. Making art will be fun because you'll feel like you're an absolute beast. However, you will not know, because of this gap, you will not know where you will not know where you need to improve on. You haven't got the knowledge. You haven't got the knowledge of where you need to improve on. So the happy medium is this point, right? Where they meet, where your knowledge and your skill meet, and probably even your knowledge is slightly lower. Probably a point where your knowledge is lower or your skill is lower, so that you constantly feel challenged and want to improve. Otherwise, you'll never feel challenged if you're at a plateau, right? Yeah, but anyway, let me stop babbling on. Do you have any tips for pixel art poses? Because I really do struggle with those. Anatomy. Learn basic anatomy. Pixel art, right? What a lot of artists don't understand, what a lot of pixel artists I've noticed don't understand, right, is that pixel art is just another medium, right? Pixel art is there, okay? Pixel art is there. And it exists as another medium inside art as a whole, right? You have digital art. And these things overlap. Traditional art. So how do you improve? Pixel art is just slightly easier, but still hard. It's easier to get a grasp on. I would say pixel art is generally easier to pick up just because it doesn't require any dexterity. That's what I would say. It doesn't mean that it's easy, and there are a lot of concepts within pixel art that are difficult to grasp, actually. But I would say in general, it's easier just because it doesn't require the dexterity. Like the actual drawing dexterity is quite hard. Easy pick up, hard to master. Yeah. But if you can draw, like anyone can pick up a pen and start drawing, but you might feel really frustrated with that if it doesn't look how you want it to, how you want it to. Which is why it's kind of easier to start drawing as a kid, because when you're a kid and you draw something and it doesn't look amazing, you're not that bothered. You just drew the thing. You know what I mean? Whereas when you become older, you start to judge yourself based on how other people draw. So, it just depends. And it depends on you as well. Maybe you find drawing easier than pixel art. It just really depends on you. So to finish that question of Liga Bueno said, do you have any tips for pixel art poses? Learn basic proportions, right? Learn basic proportions for characters. That's the real fundamental there, which a lot of people skip out on. Proportions, okay? Learn basic standard proportions, and then learn just some very, very standard anatomy. And I mean, I don't mean you don't have to go into detail. I mean how you break down a figure in terms of basic 3D shapes, cylinders. What are they called? Cubes, cuboids, cylinders, cuboids, spheres, right? I'm doing this with a mouse, by the way, so excuse me. And once you have a basic understanding of of proportions and how to break down characters or people and anatomy into the basic shapes, you literally just translate that into pixel art, which is just a medium. Remember, pixel art is just a medium. It's just a way of expressing lines. And there are some challenges specifically with pixel art, because you'll have to you'll really have to focus on, where is the actual, is there a pencil tool here? Which one is the pixel tool? Is it this? No. Is there a pixel tool in this? It's not the pencil. What the heck? Which one is it? It's not the brush. Does this even have a pixel tool? I don't know. But anyway, there are certain challenges with pixel art which come with the territory. For example, hiding detail. Like with anatomy, you might not want to put in as much detail, right? Because you can't fit that detail in the small sizes of pixel art. So you'll have to get used to pixel art in that sense. You know what I mean? But you get what I mean. I think you get what I mean. What up, boys? How you doing today? Above the eraser. Oh, this thing. Okay, cool. Here it is. Thank you. I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, pixel art is the same as standard. You're just using pixels at that point. But notice how I can't go into the same amount of detail. You know what I'm saying? But the proportions, everything like proportions can still be used and exaggerated or changed. But in order to be able to change proportions, you have to have an understanding of the basic proportions. So as I said, how do you practice proportions anatomy? Books. Books. Get a figure drawing book. Every single figure drawing book, right? Literally every single figure drawing book has a section at the start. Every figure drawing and anatomy book has a section at the start which breaks down characters into their basic proportions. Breaks down humans into their basic proportions, and they usually do it in terms of heads. So like humans are like, males are like 8 heads tall, for example, and this to this and this to this, blah 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 blah, proportions. Maybe I'll make a video on standard proportions at some point. So there you go. So you can actually have that. Orange the juice, hello. Why, when you say babble like that, my knowledge grows, but my actual ability stays the same. When you babble like that, my knowledge grows, but my actual ability... Yes, we were just talking about that, far from casual. The gap between knowledge and skill. Your knowledge is increasing, but your skill isn't increasing, and that's dangerous sometimes. If your knowledge is too high, but your skill stays the same, then you're going to find it frustrating to make art. So what you should do with the knowledge that I'm giving you is practice. Pixel art is the definition of constraints, creativity. Yeah, and what I've learned from that actually is trying to use that within other mediums as well. I've taken that knowledge and then use it in digital art and pixel art, traditional art, everything. So I'd recommend definitely trying out a lot of different mediums. You know, don't just pigeonhole yourself to one thing. Like, oh, I am just a pixel artist. That's really, you know what that's good for? I am a pixel artist is good for social media. That works really well for social media because the algorithms on these social media websites that are made to grow you in a very specific niche of the internet, that works really, really well because they go, well, I know you're a pixel artist and I know these people who like pixel art. There you go. The problem though is if you are if you want to be a well-rounded artist, okay? If you want to be a well-rounded artist and you want to push even your pixel art, right? If you're a pixel artist and you want to push your pixel art even further, you should be open to exploring other mediums as well, because you'll start to see things from a different perspective. Like when I was learning, I started with traditional art, okay? Started with traditional art, just basic sketching and pencils, and then I moved over to digital art, okay? That's how my progression went. And then from digital art, I moved over to pixel art. From digital art, I started doing pixel art. And all of these things, okay, all of these things have areas where they overlap each other, okay? They overlap each other. And when you explore a different medium, for example, when you start painting in traditional art, which is different, you know, painting is different from sketching, which is different from using ink pens, which is different from using art markers. Traditional art really is the big beast. It's really awesome. And I'd highly recommend everyone tries just traditional art as well at some point. But basically, your understanding of something will change. So if you go and try digital art for a while, your understanding of art and how to build things up and colors and everything will just change. Your perspective on art will change, and it will improve your pixel art. Like, for example, I was a digital artist, right? And when I went over to pixel art, because of the constraints with shapes and the importance of silhouettes and the importance of individual pixels from pixel art, I took that knowledge back to when I was doing digital art, and it's improved my 2D art massively. I still use like color constraints. I still have a better understanding of colors and color palettes and restraints and silhouettes than I ever did just doing digital art, because I tried pixel art out. And that works the other way around as well. So if you've just only done pixel art, try digital art, try traditional art, and your understanding of art will just expand, and you'll get even better at pixel art. So that's why you shouldn't just pigeonhole yourself. Like, try everything. Be open to it. Be open-minded. I also find changing mediums is a great way to help with burnout. 100%, yeah, because it's like learning something new. You know, it's like learning something new, but for fun. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. Making a game, but I want to do something with only black and white. Any tips? Do it. Just do it. Black and white or 1-bit style is awesome. I think it's really cool. Texture. There's so many things you can do. We could be here all day. We could be here all day just talking about black and white, because that constraint in itself, like, there are so many things you can do for contrast, right? And contrast really is the key for everything. How do you create contrast with just two colors? And there's so much you can do, right? Here's a cube. Here's a cube with some texture, right? Here's one cube which is black. Here's another one which is white. And guess what? With dithering, you can have like a whole scale from 0 to 100% value scale just by using dithering. You know what I mean? And shading and different types and texture and, you know, patterns and so many things. Black and white is insane. Like, you think that you haven't got enough real space. What's it called? Not real space. Real estate. You think that you haven't got enough real estate with just black and white. You have infinite options with black and white with what you can do. And like Dom says, you just set your own rules. I made a video about that recently, actually, how to create an art style. And you just have to make your own rules. Make some rules. There you go. Let me see if I've missed anything. Anyway, I'm going bald young. Should I accept it and shave my head or fight it? If fight, do you have any advice? Homo Ludens, you're going bald at 21. I started going bald at 17, I think. It was noticeable at 17, probably started at 16, and I was basically bald by 18, 19. 19 definitely, but 18, 19. The problem with going bald young is it sucks, right? Going bald at any point sucks. Going bald sucks, but there are two things you can really do, right? If you just accept it and you shave your head off and you join the ultimate master race of bald people, then you'll learn a couple things which will be very valuable for you in your lifetime, right? The people who treat you differently because of being bald, it's almost like a repellent against dickheads, right? It's almost like a dickhead repellent. If someone cares that you're bald, they'll let you know by the way they treat you. And it's like a radar. It's like a gauge for someone that you shouldn't be friends with, right? And the cool thing is, when you meet people who don't care and you can just be yourself, you are now confident. Bald is confident, right? Being bald is confident. Walking around as your true self is confident. The other option is you do the other thing where, and don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to make yourself feel comfortable about yourself. Whatever that means for you, go for it. I'm not against people wearing wigs. I'm not against people wearing toupees. I'm not against any of that. I'm not against people wearing hats and things like that. But the problem is, if you are wearing hats and things like that, okay, and you always wear hats and you never stop wearing hats, and wearing the hat becomes this, you don't feel like you can go anywhere without wearing a hat, and it's like you've kind of fooled yourself into this being a safe place, hats being a safe thing. You're not doing it just because you like wearing hats, right? You're not doing it because you just like wearing hats. You're doing it because you're insecure about your baldness, and that's a problem. Because if you're doing it because you're insecure about your baldness, then it's kind of like a band-aid thing, and you're never going to get used to being bald. Then you're just going to be insecure that you're going to wear hats, because someone's going to go, why are you wearing a hat indoors? And that's going to make you feel even more uncomfortable. Whereas I wear hats, but I'm comfortable being bald. I have a hat here. You know what I mean? And guess what? I don't mind taking my hat off either, because I'm confident being bald. So if you're going to try and change something, then I think the best thing that you can do for yourself, and the best thing that I did, was shave my head off. Not my head, my hair. Shave my hair off. And it was awkward maybe for the first 30 minutes with people. But one thing you have to realize as well is when you go bald, when you go bald and you meet someone new for the first time, they never knew you with hair. You know what I mean? They never knew you with hair. So they can't see the difference. Whereas when you go and see your friends, the first thing I did was I went to the pub with my friends, and we made jokes about it for probably about 30 seconds, and then everything was normal and fine because they're not dickheads. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about it. You can. There are things you can try and do. You can try and hold on to it. You can try and there are a lot more things now than when I was going bald, however long that was, 10 years ago, plus 11 years ago. So yeah, you can try if you want to. You know what I mean? You can try if you want to, but there's nothing wrong with being bald. It's up to you, really. It's up to you. There are a lot of cool bald people, yeah. Whatever you do, never use finasteride. Yeah, there are loads of drugs and stuff you can try to grow your hair back and all that stuff, like minoxidil and whatever, and you can get stuck in that. But honestly, just embrace it, man. Join the baldness. But anyway, let's go. More feedback. Stop talking rubbish. Nice isometric piece. Thank you very much for sharing. Legend. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Are people really nervous about going bald? It's something I've never thought about. 100%, yeah. It's your entire identity, right? It's your entire visual, what's going on? It's your entire visual identity. Void Gazer. Hype in the chat. Show us what you got. Yeah, and especially when you're young. I don't know why people are scared of going bald. When you're young, it's just a weird thing to happen, right? It's just a weird thing to happen. But because you're basically changing the way you look. Imagine someone goes, if you're not scared of it, then shave your head off now. Just do it now. Change everything about your visual appearance right now, and then go out in public. That's, for some people, that is bad, For some people, it's a big change, and you can feel anxious about that. Is there a way to get added to the list? Of course, I will add you to the list right now. Boom. If anyone else would like to be added, let me know. If you're going bald at age 18, yeah, you're still in school, right? More feedback, please. We're getting there. Giga, I'll add you. Germinator, I'll add you as well. We've already added you, Giga. Who just won, by the way? I forgot who just won. Uh-oh. Who did I say? Are you in the chat? Let me know. And don't say me if it wasn't you. Void. Okay, Void. I remember now. Thank you. Void. Where you at? Where's the piece? Void. There we go. General feedback. Just finished this pixel art character. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback on it. Any suggestions for improvement? Your input is greatly appreciated. Let's have a look. Awesome piece, firstly. Very nice. How often do you stream feedback? Every Friday. I stream more on Twitch, but I haven't recently because life's been busy. So this is great. This is really cool. I like this, by the way, the text the text Cthulhu language. That's very cool. Feedback. Firstly, very cool character. Cthulhu looking character. The colors are nice. You're shading. You're showing a good understanding of form here with your cell shading, like the way that it rounds out. You're not scared to hide things in darkness, which is really cool. So your shading is pretty good. Use of colors is really good. The one thing I would say is posing wise, it's a little bit static. Like that might be what you're going for, but that kind of stood still is kind of like roboty. Unless that's just a style that you're going for. What could be cool to push your art to a next level, or the next level, could be more dynamic posing. More dynamic posing. And how do you do that then? Okay, I can't just say that and say, okay, more dynamic posing, good luck. Reference. Reference is key for all of that kind of thing. Reference, and like I said before, an understanding of anatomy and basic shapes. Because once you understand, right, that a human, that any character can be broken down into 2D shapes, right? You got the 2D shapes. One sec. I'm doing this with a mouse, folks. 2D shapes, which can then be transformed into 3D shapes. Okay. Once you understand this, and it's not that difficult. Okay, it takes some getting used to, don't get me wrong, but it's not that difficult. And then you understand, right? So you understand 2D shapes and proportions. Okay, 2D shapes and proportions of a character. Proportions. And then you understand 3D shapes with the same proportions. Okay. And then you understand perspective. Okay, so you get a little understanding of like 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, blah, 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 blah. So perspective. What you can then do, right, just from those basic things, is you can then draw characters in perspective. So let's just draw a very basic thing here. Obviously, this is very rushed, and I'm doing this with a mouse, so please excuse me. You can then draw a box, right? In perspective. And because you know how a 3D character looks here, because you know how a 3D character looks, you can then apply that to any perspective and start getting funky with your poses. Sphere. You know what I'm saying? It becomes easy. It's light work at that point. Ignore the bad drawing. And then you can draw dynamic 3D poses. That's how you do that. That's the progression. It's the progression of drawing crazy dynamic poses. It's all you have to do. It's not that hard. Kind of is hard. Just requires practice. You know, just requires practice. Got to go to sleep now. No worries, Ryan. Thanks for hanging out and sharing your artwork. Appreciate that. I wanted him to be kind of stunned by what he's seeing, but yeah, maybe pose stopped mid-motion would be better. Stunned by what he's seeing? That makes sense. Maybe some context would help then. Because as a viewer, we don't see why the character's stunned. Like we obviously can't read the Cthulhu text, and we can't see why they're stunned. So as a viewer, it just looks like they're stood there. You know what I mean? They do look a little concerned with the eyebrows. I'm not going to lie. You've done a good job with the expression there. Like, huh? Like, or maybe just make the expression a bit more expressive. Like, exaggerate it a bit more. Can you talk about the final boss trees references? Trees. I don't think trees are that difficult, to be honest. Just use reference. There are millions and millions and millions of photos of trees, and all a tree is, right? All a tree is. I think characters are harder than trees. A tree is just a cylinder, right? With a sphere on top. And then you add more cylinders. which change in shape and size. And this sphere has some gaps in it. And guess what? Add some more spheres to it. Add some more spheres to it. Big, small, medium shapes. And then it has some gaps in it. And then add a little bit of texture. Guess what? You've got a tree. I don't think trees are that difficult, actually. I think they're easier. But for everything, references are key. Reference it. Learn, you know. And I don't just mean like photo reference. I don't just mean photo reference. I mean, learn about the tree, you know. Learn, where do these trees grow? What climate do they grow in? You know what I mean? The more knowledge that you have about the subject matter, the better you'll get. Because you'll be able to do like... driven design which is driven by actual fact and purpose rather than just making something up and it doesn't look right. But yeah, this is a really cool Cthulhu. I think this is really nice. I think you've done a good job. One thing I will point out here is the inconsistency between feet. Like one of them has like 2 toes going on here in the central foot and the other one has like only 3 toes. So yeah. I've been drawing dinos and listening to dino podcasts. Weird reference, but it really helps. 100%. Like learning knowledge about anything. Right, is expanding your understanding of the thing. And when you expand your understanding of the thing, you start to consider it in a different perspective, and you start to design things based on that perspective. It's really, really cool. Like if you're interested in something, like it's like Waters. Waters works. That's hard to say. Waters, right, works in like electrical or something, but with lots of machinery. And Waters, when we see Waters make things, Waters makes a lot of robots. And I don't think that's by a mistake. It's because Waters is surrounded by robots on a daily basis. Whereas I really like animals. I really like characters. So you'll see me drawing a lot of things. Like I've got a little short that I'm going to put out today, hopefully, of a duck with muscles. Right? That's just something because I learned anatomy and I like seeing stupid things with muscles. Like I just like to draw that. It's just what I like to do. I like goblins. I like fantasy. So things like that. That's what I like to draw. How do you go about designing a character? Quickly. Not that isn't the answer, but let's do it quickly so we can get back to some more feedback. So designing a character. Really, really easy. Really simple as well. Okay. It's the same for designing anything, by the way. It's the same for designing anything. Firstly, ask a lot of questions about the character. The more you know about this character, right, the more it's going to become unique. The more you ask about the character, the more you know about the character, the more unique it is. Who are they? Where are they from? When are they from? You know, what time frame? What do they like? What do they dislike? The more you're building at this story of your character, the easier it is to actually draw them, because you have a backstory. So if I'm designing, for example, a really strong character who's actually super shy and they're from the 80s or something like that, it's like, okay, well, I know big shapes, obviously I'm going to start using because they're super strong, but they're shy, so maybe their pose will be a little timid, you know what I mean, like, oh, or whatever. They're shy. There you go. And they're from the 80s, so they've got slicked back hair. There you go. You've just designed a new character. Everybody, meet Frank. Frank, the helpful but shy big character. Done. How they would react to certain situations. Dino Brogo, that's a really good one. That's a really good question you can ask. The more questions you can ask, the better. The more you can ask, the better. And then what you can do, basically, that's the question side of it. And then you just have to apply like basic visual design to it. So if you know things about like shape theory, which isn't always right. You know, shape theory is just it's just a beginner thing basically. But if you know things like shape theory, if you know things like anatomy, if you know things like color theory, if you know things if you have good technical skill, it's going to help you basically. If you have good technical skill, it can help. However, the most important thing is not the technical skill, it's the expression. It's how it makes you feel. So if you can draw something without any technical skill that gets across how the character makes you feel, you're winning. And it doesn't have to follow any visual design rules. It doesn't have to follow any technical design, technical skills. If you draw a character just by iteration, by the way, I will say is very important. Like being able to sketch something really quickly, or just sketch something and go, oh, okay, well, I kind of like the way that works, but maybe I should make it a bit bigger. So I'll try the same thing, and I'm going to try making the shapes a bit bigger this time. Oh, okay, I like that. That definitely feels stronger to me. See how you don't need the technical skill? You just have to ask yourself, how do these shapes make you feel? You know? How do these shapes make you feel? This one's bigger, so it feels stronger to me. Okay, well, let's try it with more square shapes. How is that going to make me feel? Okay, well, that definitely feels stronger, but it definitely doesn't feel as shy. So, you know what? I'm not going to go with this one. I'm not going to go with this one because it doesn't really fit my character as well. I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to explore this one a bit more. You know what I mean? Don't just stop on the first design. Don't stop on the first design. Keep going until you find one that has the expression of the character that you have in mind, because that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. When designing some robots, frequent questions I consider are: what purpose do they serve? What environment are they in? What era was it made? Exactly, yeah. What's their purpose? What's their function? How do they do their function? How do they perform their function? Who made them? You know, are they sentient? Do they like sushi? Do you sometimes just give up seeing the amount of work you have to do? No, I never give up. I might procrastinate. I procrastinate a lot, actually. Paradito says 1, become a biologist, 2, specialize in dendrology, 3, work in the field for a decade, 4, draw a tree. What are you trying to build right now? Face plants, very slowly. Okay, next up for feedback. Let's do this. Bing. We got True Mikey. True Mikey, if you're in the building, say hello. True Mikey. Never quit, just cut down the scope, or just keep making it until you die. Do. True Mikey, are you in the building? Are you in the building? Building. True Mikey, where you at? If you're not here, we will move on to the next. That's how this works. You're here, Mikey. What up? Is your work in the Discord? Now we got. Is your work in the Discord? Pop it in the Discord if it isn't. What up, Mikey? The post-mortem game release. What up, KK Hugs? How are we doing today? One day I'll finish Faceplant and it will be the greatest day of my life. Okay, let's see if we can find it. True Mikey. Feel free to ping me inside of it. Refresh the Discord page. Feel free to ping me. It's there. Which one? Just go in the comments section of it and ping me and I'll see it. Yeah, don't quit. Thank you, Mikey. This is simplistic art style I made, starting with bold brushes and using smaller one as I add the detail. This art shows a beach and a palm tree from a high point of view with a different part of the beach in the background. How do you think I could add or change detail? Any suggestions for the proportions? I'd love to hear any feedback on the art style as a whole. Okay, cool. Whoa. Cool. Firstly, very cool. Top-down perspective, difficult. Top-down perspective is difficult, or like a higher perspective is difficult. Perspective is what you need to look at here. Perspective grids. For something like this, which is, I imagine, we've got a very, very top down, okay? I like, by the way, how your tree is outlined and everything else doesn't have an outline. It's difficult to judge scale, kind of, because of the perspective and the shapes. So what can we do? Let me draw something for you. So if this, I'm going to use this as my perspective grid, okay? Just imagine that we're looking like top down flat. It really depends on how far you're going. That's kind of how I see it here, is you've got like, we're going this way. Something like that. What could help, I think, is the shading of your tree. We were just talking about trees before and how they can be broken down into basic shapes. So if you imagine the tree, okay, imagine the tree on a tile and then it comes up like this, like a cone, like a cylinder. And then these things come down here. Do, 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 do. And some things are hidden in the background, right? If you imagine that on the perspective grid, and I just drew that right there, but imagine it just like a cylinder. If you don't know how to do that, just draw a normal cylinder. And then draw a smaller cylinder inside of the bigger cylinder and then connect that to the other edges. That's how I'd made that shape there, by the way. And what that's doing is foreshortening, okay? So foreshortening is when something is coming towards you or further away or whatever, it changes in size, okay? And I imagine the root of this tree, from a 2D point of view, I imagine it thicker, just like that. So you kind of have you kind of have a weird foreshortening going on here, where it's coming towards you, so it's getting bigger, but it's also thinner at the top, which is kind of difficult. It just depends on the tree, I guess, but that's just how I imagine it. Your tree might be different. And the next thing is shading. So right now you have this kind of pillow shading going on, and the thing with pillow shading is not helping to describe the form of this tree at all. You have better shading in the trunk here, where you've got more directional shading, but in the leaves themselves, it's they're just pillow shaded, so we're not getting any sense of direction or any sense of form. So how can you help that? Let me show you. I think there was something like the spiral method. Yeah, spiral method is this, basically, where you draw spirals, draw smaller spirals, or draw bigger spirals as it's coming towards you. You know what I mean? You see that? Small spirals, and oh look, it's getting bigger. It's because you can use that. I don't use that really. I just draw the shape. So how would you do that? Well, let me draw it on my little example here. Let's say the light is coming from the top down. It's up in this region. So I'll draw the light on the top of all of these leaves, okay? And I will not ignore things like the shadows, okay? Where things are touching each other. Like there'll be shadows on this tree from the leaves as well. So let's take a look at yours. You have these leaves, right? Let's not do just in all of the center. Words are hard today. Okay, let's just do one side. And these are overlapping. Let's just add that as shadow. When you have a lot of complex shapes, it can help to just simplify. You know what I'm saying? So the top of this tree, I don't know exactly what you had in mind there with the shape, but simplify the shapes, okay? Simplify the shapes into 2D shapes and 3D shapes. So I'm just going to do it like that. I think it's kind of like a palm tree kind of thing going on, like in the wind. And then draw cross contour lines if you're really struggling. Cross contour lines are how you can describe a 2D shape in 3D without drawing the shading yet, and then you can apply the shading to those contour lines. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So lighting. Improving your lighting will help the perspective of this piece massively. As for scale, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Same goes for everything, yeah. Same goes for everything. Like the facial planes, yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing, to be honest. I think that's the biggest thing, is just having a perspective in mind and then drawing 2D to 3D shapes in perspective. So I would recommend, how do you improve? How do you easily improve this? Could also be a quirky collage, semi-abstract style as it is. It could well be, yeah. This is nothing wrong with this style. There's nothing wrong with doing something like this. This is perfectly fine. But if you want to improve your just an understanding of like perspective in general, in a really easy way, study perspective. Okay, basic 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. That's all you really need. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and then just draw basic shapes. Just draw basic 2D and then 3D shapes in perspective. If you can do that for 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, you can do anything. Could you also respond to my prior messages? Everything in the design, I made a template of the leaves of the log part and overlapped them in a way that fit my mind's image in the way I experimented with this. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a cool technique. It's a cool technique. I just think you're missing out on some form here, especially here. Like I can see you've tried to add form with these, but then you haven't added form here. That might just be a way to make that stand out. Like Dom said, it's like a semi-abstract style. What's 1 point, 2 point, 3 point? Check it out. But 1 point perspective is when there's 1 point on the horizon line, and you just use that as your perspective. 2 point perspective is when there's 2 points. 2 vanishing points, and you use that as your perspective. So you have, it's good for outdoor scenes. 1 point's good for indoor scenes. And then 3 point perspective is when you have 2 points and then a third point, either up or down. Like there, for example. And that can help you draw like towers. That would actually be pretty good for your tree. But from the other side. You ever done 3D art? Yes. So practically axes. Yeah, basically. It's just about envisioning the axes, basically. That's all perspective is. Okay. Let's spin. Boop, 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 boop. I stopped before shading. I did the shading of the log before I crafted it like Lego. Okay, fair enough. I think you did a good job. Draw converging lines mostly towards the vanishing points. Yeah. Oh no, friendo. It's your turn. Let's go. Let's go. What are we looking at today? Ping me if you'd like in your post. Just so I don't have to look for it because I'm lazy. Ping me if you like. Ping me. Is it this one? A friendo. I'm a mechanical engineer and work with 3D modeling. Nice. Sweet. I like any feedback also whether I should have the darkness or not. This is 32 frames. Let's check it out. Sorry. Very cool animation, firstly. Very cool animation. This guy is getting absolutely wrecked after testing on these mice. I like, because of the context that you've added, this is my the spinning rats or mice or whatever. That's mad. Love them ones. That's really cool. Let's take a look without the darkness. I like the darkness. Maybe a little bit more subtle would be nice, but I like the effect that it has. I like the effect that it gives, but maybe it could just use a little bit more subtlety because it kind of takes the focus. If the focus here is on the character exploding into a million pieces, and this like converging into darkness takes a lot of the focus, in my opinion. Remember, this is just my opinion as well. But overall, the animation's cool. It's very good. I like the I like the mouse character. I like the skulls. I like the fact that it's got skulls on its shoulders, if these are like the previous victims. Although I don't know how they got a skull after exploding them into a million pieces. What did Bro do to deserve this? Tested things. I like the smear frames. The smear frames of the eye. That's really cool. I've just seen that. Nice. It's pretty good, yeah. I don't have a huge amount. I don't have a huge amount of feedback for this. I think the only thing is to just look at. I mean, it works. You know, you could push it even further if you wanted to with more fundamentals of animation, like the 12 principles of animation. But overall, it gets the point across. You know, the spinning mouse. I know they're my favorite. Do the man's clothes also disappear? Yes. Yeah, I think it's really good. I think it serves its purpose. Die. So the darkness shouldn't creep in so far. I don't think so. No, I don't think. That's just my opinion, though. I think it's overtaking. It's overtaking the It's overtaking the action of the explosion just a bit. I feel like the darkness should be centered on the man, maybe. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, rather than circling everything, like, circle more towards the man. So we're focusing more. That's really good. That's a good point there, Dom. Framing. That's a big thing with this, right? I'd take a look at... that's an animation principle, okay? Framing. Overall, your, like, design of this is really good. But framing. Like, the darkness going around that character, that's a really good point there by Dom. Like, that could enhance the motion, and we would or the action, sorry. And we'd be more focused in that area. That's really good. The darkness can be subtle. Yeah, I think more subtle. Yeah, it doesn't need to be super crazy. It doesn't need to be super crazy, but I do like it. It adds things. It's missing folds on the cloak. I mean, it just depends. It just depends if you want to add it just depends what level of detail you want to have. Like, I know there's folds in this. You could add a couple here maybe. Depending on how detailed you want to make this. Obviously, the more detailed, the harder it's going to be to animate because you have to redraw those every single time. So I'm not super unhappy that needs to be, you know. But overall, really cool. Really, really cool. The mouse's head could use maybe a bit more form as well. Like, you have a lot of nice shape going on here. But this is quite high contrast because of the lightness and the difference in values, difference in shades. So maybe you could take that even further with the mouse's head. Bing. Looks very intriguing. What was this for? Just random. Would be cool if the spell had cool lightning too, but that would be a lot of work. Yeah, maybe some effect on the maybe some like visual effect, like the thing that it reminds me of is like those displacement effect things, you know, when the screen kind of displaces, but that's more of like an after effect than a pixel art thing. What game engine are you using? I use Godot, my friend. But yeah, overall very cool, friendo. Very, very cool. Yeah, what is it for? Just something cool. Mouse has an outline, but the man doesn't. It caught my eye so much. Ah, that's interesting. Just need some final tweaks. Yeah, maybe that's on purpose. Maybe that's on purpose, so they're like contrasting. Like some of the character has an outline. You're using Godot? Nice. I love Godot. It's cool. Giga, you are the winner, by the way, of the next feedback. We'll probably do this next one. We'll do Gigas, and we'll do 2 more. Okay, Gigas and 2 more today. I got work early tomorrow on a weekend. I know. Tell me about it. Giga, are you in the building? You are. What? Here we go. My practice in drawing pixel art. Let's check this out. Use an add-on to Sprite generates cubes to make it. Can you add me some tips about shading? Oh, this is nice. Bing, bing, bing. Very nice colors. Firstly, I mean, we've spoken a lot. We've spoken a lot about shading. What's going on, Astro? What's the idea till now? So basically, we're just giving feedback to people's work, if that's what you mean. We've given a lot on shading, and I think it basically goes the same for absolutely everything. Hey, I haven't been here for a while. When did Soul start implementing the death roulette? Probably like last week, RP. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, we've spoken a lot about this, but essentially shading comes down to exactly what I said before, especially 3D shapes. Learn how to shade a basic cube. Like, you have basically what this is. This is just a cube, okay? This is a cube or a cuboid, long cuboid, cube, cube shape, another cube shape. This is exactly the same. Cube, cuboid, cuboid, and you just shade it how you'd shade the cube. That's basically it. You'd have one light plane where the light's hitting, you'd have a mid-tone plane, and then you'd have the dark plane. There you go. You're done. You've shaded. Do you ever stream on a Friday? Try to, yeah. Feedback Fridays. Unless I'm at work. But yeah. It's got 2 left in the chamber of the Wheel of Doom, yeah. So if you can shade basic shapes like cubes, cuboids, spheres, cylinders, you can shade absolutely everything. Doesn't matter what it is. And obviously the step up from this, okay? So we talked about before the step up in characters and adding crazy poses. So the step up in this, I would say, is the step up from this is materials. So once you can shade basic shapes, okay, the next step is how do you shade these shapes and give an idea of the materials. So basic shapes with like flat shading like this, that's where you start. I'll say basic 3D shapes solo. That's where you start, okay? And then next you do basic 3D shapes together. So what does that mean? I mean a scene where basically you have a cube next to a sphere, next to a cylinder, for example. And what this will start to introduce is things like cast shadow, okay? Things like cast shadow and bounce light and colors from objects bouncing onto the other one. Okay, that's what that's going to introduce, which you might not have experienced before. I mean, cast shadow will be here as well. Don't get me wrong. But this is cast shadow. This is cast shadow onto another object. You know what I mean? Because cast shadows are darker than form shadows, I believe. I think that's the right way around. And then once you have that understanding, it's basic 3D shading, shapes, materials, applying material knowledge. So let me do it like this. So for example, and we'll do solo first. So you'll take like a sphere, right? You take a sphere and then you'll shade it as if it was metal, for example. As if the sphere was made out of metal, glass, rock, paper. And then you'll take the sphere and you'll do it as if it was matte, for example. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a matte surface. Or a rougher surface. And then you'll do that for a lot of materials. And then once you have an understanding, to be honest, once you have an understanding of basic 3D shapes together, and basic 3D shapes applying material knowledge, you could then just do basic 3D shapes shapes together with material knowledge. Oh, I spelled that wrong, but you get the point, right? You make that and then you're good. You can then, guess what? You can then make absolutely anything you want. It doesn't matter. Like, that's what you'd study. You could spend like 1 week solid, 2 hours a day studying all of this. Start with this one for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. There you go. In a month, you've now learned everything you need to know. 32 months of balding. What up, fourth page? How you doing? I'm doing good, thank you. Hype in the chat for 4p. So if I want to just learn 2D, would you still recommend 100%? 100%. Pixel art, 2D art, like that isn't for 3D art at all, actually, because 3D art does that for you. 3D art does all of that for you. This is only, all of this is for 2D art, for pixel art, for everything. This applies to every single art form, every single art medium. Traditional, 2D, pixel, digital, yes, learn it. Thank you for following Profitable, appreciate you. You're following, but then you're a bot. That's a shame. It's a real shame. We could have been a nice member of our channel. You're my favorite YouTuber, I swear. I appreciate you, Astro. Been a while since I've made a YouTube video. Hopefully we'll get one out soon. Yes, you're right, username gone. Material knowledge is the hardest part, I think. Material knowledge, and also like how those materials interact with other materials, like gold, for example. Gold interacting in a certain environment with a different material, like around a rough material, and how the gold bounces and reflects. Like metals are quite difficult. Materials are difficult. How do you make music for your games? Haven't yet. I will come across that when I come across that. We no longer appreciate you, probably. Yeah, we no longer appreciate you. I recently just played Doki Doki Literature Club for the first time, unspoiled, knowing pretty much nothing about the game. I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. It sounds boring, like book club. Draw the like button. Like, comment, subscribe, everybody. There you go. Boom, bing, boom, bing, bing, boom, bing. Sorted. Will there be another addition to the Sacred Circle today? No, there will not. We are on, I think we're on the last person. We're on the last person today. Are you making any games at the moment? I'm making Faceplant. More updates on that soon, hopefully. What's your favorite Gale engine? What, like winds? Wind, Gale Force? Game engine, I assume you mean. Except Godot. I think Game Maker's pretty good. I like that. Unity was okay, but now we're no longer friends. We're no longer friends, Unity, because of what you did. I'd say Game Maker. I only really recommend Godot and Game Maker. And I haven't used other ones, so I can't, like, Love 2D I've heard. Pico 8, probably. Pico 8's pretty good. But anyway, I think we got one more. One more in the chamber. Ready? Best of luck, everyone who is still on the list. If it's a good one, if it's a quick one, maybe we'll do another one. So, we'll see. Smile Hero. Welcome. Congratulations. Thanks for sharing your artwork, by the way, Giga. Appreciate you. Amazing looking colors. I didn't say anything positive, did I? Oh, I'm such a bad feedbacker. Amazing colors and amazing shapes, by the way. Isometric is not easy, and you did a really good job. You've done a really good job. G-Develop, yeah, I've heard G-Develop's good as well. I've never used it though, so I can't really comment. I heard some good things about it, but wasn't interested in a visual novel, but was worth the play since it's free. Yeah, I don't really do visual novels. How can I join? We're no longer taking any more people on to this circle. We've been on for about 120. I've got about 10 minutes left in the chamber. Smile Hero, it's in general feedback. What do you mean general feedback? It should just be in normal feedback. It should have been Feedback Friday. Tag it. Tag it as Feedback Friday. Smile Hero, Smile Hero, Smile. Here we go. Boom. Recently made a demo for NES. I'm planning on making a full release eventually, so I'd like to know what you think about it. Oh, here we go. Video game. Video game. By the way, folks, since there's a lot of people that want feedback, recently somebody emailed me, right? Somebody emailed me asking for private lessons in art and pixel art. So if that's something people are interested in, I might start doing private lessons like an hour, like an hourly type thing. You know what I mean? Obviously, it would be affordable. So if people are interested in that, maybe I'll start doing that. But obviously, if you still just want free feedback, you just come here on a Friday. We put you in the Wheel of Doom, and hopefully you get selected. But if you definitely want some feedback, some tips, some challenges, some things, then let me know. Maybe I'll start offering that. That could be something that I do, since someone did reach out to me recently for that. And I thought that's a pretty good idea, actually. Sprite highly recommended for pixel art. It has everything you need. Yeah, Sprite's very good. How do I join if I came earlier? Yeah, mainly you just have to be here when it starts. It's you know. Have you tried making a 3D game? Yes. you could do a $10 per class thing. I would pay. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Not too bad. But eventually, what I'd like to do, is make a course. Basically, I have ideas for a course to make learning the fundamentals exciting. And I have a lot of ideas for courses. I just don't have the time at the minute. I really don't have the time at the minute for tutorials and stuff because life is crazy. I work at the minute, right? And the work that I do it's not all of the time, but it's on random days of the week throughout the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it's at random times. So like it might start at like 6 p.m. or the next day it might start at 9 a.m. and then the other day it doesn't, not until then. So having like consistent streams and making consistent progress on videos in Faceplant is really, really difficult. Like I'm struggling to do that at the minute. I'm struggling to make progress on my own projects and things. So something needs to change at some point in order for me to make more progress on those things. And I think it will, maybe, you know, maybe, you know. Maybe something will change soon. And I'll be able to work more consistently on my own projects. And obviously, the biggest thing that I want to get finished is Faceplant. So I really want to finish Faceplant soon. And I haven't worked on it in a while. And I haven't released a video on it in a while. So yeah. Have you ever considered quitting and putting 100% on game dev? I am not fortunate enough to be in that position, unfortunately. I'm not fortunate enough to be in that position. I know a lot of people do that, but responsibilities, got shit that needs to be paid for, got people that need looking after, not kids or anything. I don't have kids, but my mom is very ill and she doesn't have a job, and it just doesn't make sense, you know. Full-time game dev sounds expensive. Sounds stupid. Sounds a stupid thing to do. You know, if you hold space, you can use arrow keys to draw. Yes, I did know that. I saw that before Pirate Software shared it. We've been using Paint. I've been using Paint a long time. I started using Paint when I was a kid. That's why I use Paint. I don't use Paint because Pirate Software uses Paint. I use Paint because I like Paint. And this was my first digital drawing program. So yeah, I know about that. It's cool. But I'm always learning new things about Paint, which is cool. It's just the perfect software for just doodling and drawing and notes and stuff. It's very, very simple. Very lightweight. You have to send you some stuff that I'm working on soon. Nice, do it. I would love a course that could only one I'm taking is Drawbox and it's devoid of all creativity. Yeah, I've heard Drawbox is good though. I heard someone got doxxed for using MS Paint. I'm serious, really? Damn. That's actually crazy. Okay, let's play this game by Smile Hero. Hopefully I don't get doxxed. Where is it? Did we click on it even? I did. Okay, let's do this, folks. Right, this is is it a download now? We don't do download games. That is a thing that we have here. We don't do download games. Oh, you can play it in browser? Okay, we'll play it in browser. But that is a can we play in browser? There we go. We don't do download games, and I don't do game music either. Because we've had people, fourth page has played people's download games and you lost everything, basically. It's a no. We don't do that. I also don't do video game music, so there's not, I'm going to listen to the music, but you're not going to be able to hear the music because I can't guarantee that your music is copyright free, which is a shame. If you can guarantee me that the music is copyright free, then I will do it, but I've had problems on YouTube from people's games that aren't copyright free, even though they said they were copyright free. So yeah, we don't do that anymore either. But let's do this. Albertrick Little Hector. I would like to be this guy, the bald guy. No, I don't want to be Little Hector. Restart. I don't want to be that guy. He's got hair. How do I pick the other guy? Nice artwork, by the way. Paid by me? Paid by you or made by you? How do I change to Albert? Let me check the controls out. Button A, button B, start and select. I don't have a button A and button B. Do I need a controller? I don't know. No more spins? Maybe not. We'll see. Okay, my controller doesn't work. How do I choose out the bald guy? What is the button? Tell me. As much as I like to be a full-time indie game dev, I realize that I'd rather just provide an experience that people will be able to enjoy. But would you really, though? People say that they want to be full-time indie game dev, right? But would you really want to be a full-time indie game dev? You just said wind gale force and a huge gust of wind blew through my window. Oh my goodness. Cool skull tattoo, thank you. It's a snow leopard in a Japanese artist did it, called Jun Chihara. He's a very cool guy. How do I select Albert Trick? Please tell me. Please tell me. I would like to know. Control settings ZXV. Whoa, this is all over the place. ZXV? Okay, no problem. Is V? It's not letting me do it. Okay, let me try again. We'll try again. I don't want to be a full-time game dev. I want to do certain parts of full-time game dev and the idea of making something people enjoy. Though that's a good goal to have. Technique that has been passed on for generation, button mashing. I love it. Kupasta, hello, hello. For some reason my keyboard input isn't working. V? No, not Hector. There we go. Oh my goodness. Here we go, Albert Trick. Just remove the other guy. Just make the main character bald. Is green. He's shooting things. Oh, I've got no more nuts left. Very cool game. Hold on, we see his butt. Ah, no butt. No butt graphics. Fail. How do I get up there? Okay, we got it. Is there coyote timing? No coyote timing. Fail. Is there jump buffering? There's no jump buffering. Fail. No jump buffering, no coyote timing. Shoot the little onion. Dead. Nice character design. Love the character design. Love the world. Is that a cake? What the heck? I'm now fully bald. Can I jump on these guys? I'm not sure. They've got like spiky heads, so I'm not going to risk it. Okay, nice. Nice. What up, Kupasta? How you doing today? Frog got wrecked. Can I go down there? What the? Oh my god, he's freaking out. He's freaking out. He's too big. He's like me. He's just huge. This character is actually just me. Just massive. Just muscular. Can I? This isn't a thing I can climb on. Okay. Kind of a visual inconsistency there. Maybe I just didn't look at that before. I don't know. Oh, the Goomba. You can't jump on the Goombas. Nice. What the heck? But they release stink farts. Nobody told me that. Oh, you've got some weird, like, correction going on there. Give me the cake. Lovely. Nice level design. Die, frog. Can we speedrun it? Speedrun it. Engaged. We did it. Oh, nice worlds. I like this. I'm enjoying myself. What is that? It's traffic cone. Oh, that's a spike? Oh, I didn't see that. So I will say that. It wasn't very clear that that spike was going to kill me. We need more contrast. I need cake, man. How am I supposed to get out of here with no cake? Can I get in there? Can't even get in there. What is that thing? Jelly boy? That doesn't look good. What the heck? But providing an experience that is free doesn't pay the bills. So full-time indie dev, yes and no. I think the problem with what I mean, by the way, what I said before, by a lot of people want to be full-time indie devs, but you probably wouldn't actually want to be an indie dev. And I mean like the reality of being an indie dev. I don't mean like, yeah, it would be nice to release your game at whatever pace that you want and make a lot of money and just be able to live off that forever. That would be great. What the heck? The thing is, the reality of it is probably not going to be like that, right? For a lot of people. So when you shoot on the thing, you drop off the thing. I understand now. It was for a game jam. I like it so far. Some of the jumps are a bit like... Some of the jumps feel a little bit weird. Like your jump controls could use some work. Obviously, as a platforming game, that's super important. It does feel quite retro, though, in that sense. Like, retro games didn't really have coyote timing and jump buffering and things like that. So the fact that it doesn't have that, it kind of just feels more retro. Get away from me, weird thing. Also, I don't know how to hit those things. I don't know how to go down. Okay, this is the last attempt that I'm going to give it. It's the last attempt I'm going to give it before I give up. But overall, it's quite cool. It's got a nice vibe to it, to be honest with you. I like the world. I wish I could control further how I shoot my little thing, my little nuts. Whatever it is that I'm shooting at them with my mouth. By the way, has anyone watched Shogun? Oh my god. I've been watching Shogun recently. It is so good. It's actually incredibly good. If you're looking for a new show to watch Shogun. Oh, I've made a terrible mistake. It's like an Atari game I played in the 80s. Yeah, it's cool. Very retro. I think the colors make it feel retro as well, like the strong colors. I agree. The whole control scheme feels retro. The colors feel retro. The character feels retro. It's nice. Plus the character's bald. Like, it's just big win. Big win all around for bald people today. There should be more bald characters. Why there isn't, I have no idea. Maybe the different characters go to different areas. Oh, no way I hit that. The art style is great, yeah. Soul saying it's good to not have coyote time and jump buffering. I'm not saying yeah, I am, yeah. Do you know why? Because it's just a different vibe. You get a different vibe. Whenever you play a jump game, like you don't need, oh my goodness, I had no nuts to shoot. You don't need coyote time and jump buffering. You don't need it, right? It just makes the platforming smoother. Because what I get from a game which has coyote timing and jump buffering, I get a smoother platforming experience, which is good. However, what I get with a game like this is I get a very retro feeling platformer. It doesn't necessarily feel unfair either, to be honest with you. It doesn't feel unfair. It just feels like I'm messing it up. That's not necessarily a bad thing. So I don't think you always need it. It just depends on the vibe that you're giving across, right? Or you want to get across. Oh my goodness, I almost died. Come on, is this the furthest I've been? No, it isn't. Let me go. The dude is way too chill. But I mean bold, so he knows he's cool. Could have went up there. Failed. Is that jelly mine? May I eat you? What the heck? I'm in Greenland now. I'm in Greenland. Is there a boss? We did it! Apologies for any bugs encountered. Yeah, you should be sorry. Every game dev should put that in. Sorry for the bugs. That's fine. That's awesome. Thanks for following, Fatuo. Appreciate you. I like the flight. Yeah, you did it. You beat the game. That's a cool game. That's a nice game. Snack Venture. I would play more of that. I would happily play more of that. Very cool game. Yeah, I don't think you always need the coyote timer. It feels very retro. Feels retro, looks retro. I think the only thing with not having coyote time and jump buffering and all of those systems from modern day platforming is it might put modern day players off. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. If it feels unfair, but at no point did that feel unfair to me, to be honest with you. It looks good, feels good, nice game. Would play more. Would play more. The only thing I'd say is that it doesn't really have it's a nice retro game. It doesn't have anything really which is super unique to it, but it's a nice retro experience. You know what I mean? What up, Frumius? How you doing today? How's it going? What's the timing thing you're talking about? What's the timing thing I'm talking about? Okay, so we were just playing the little game, and you asked me what is Coyote timing, basically. Oh my goodness! Hello, everybody. Oh my god, my brain cannot handle the raid. How's it going, Jackie Codes? Jackie, it's been a long time. How are you doing today? Everybody who joined from Jackie Code's stream, welcome on in. How's it going? How's the stream? Give a little shout out. Thank you, Lupo. Appreciate that. Queen Hydrolin, hello. Atomic Man, hello. Appreciate you. Thanks for the follows. COD, Modern Warfare 2. No way. Modern Warfare 2 was absolutely amazing. I see Godot. I follow. Love Godot. We were told you have free donuts in a don, and I do not see any here. Here it is. Donut just for you. I'm making it fresh. Thanks for the follow, folks. 1v1 quick scope me. I would actually destroy you in Modern Warfare 2. I'm not going to lie. Modern Warfare 2 was one of the first games I got on my laptop. And I played it with the trackpad. I played it with a trackpad because I didn't have a mouse. Here's a donut fresh off the presses. Would you like sprinkles? It doesn't matter. You're getting sprinkles. But how's it going, everybody? Thanks for the follows. Appreciate you all. I guess we'll do some more feedback. Today is Feedback Friday, by the way. I do feedback. I look at your games. I look at your artwork. I look at your selfies. I don't actually do that. That's weird. And I give feedback for you. We roast your work. I don't actually roast your work. I'm nice. Did you play from Steam? I think so. Yeah. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Gordon Freeman, Dr. Cappenser, hello. I'd actually destroy a Modern Warfare. Steam version is such trash. I've heard there's a thingy version, right? There's a new thing. There's like a MW2 thing, right? Something like that. It's been a long time since I played any video games. I'm not going to lie. It's been a long time since I played video games. I don't mean like long time. I mean just like a couple of weeks, but you know what I mean. We were just, by the way, my name's Saltooth, for those of you that don't know. I make things. I haven't made anything recently. I actually did. I drew a duck today with muscles, but that goes without saying. But I make things. I make art and games. I'm currently working on a game called Faceplant. I'll show you that. Why not? You all are from Jackie's stream. Jackie's cool. Jackie uses Godot. I'll show you my game that I'm working on in Godot, and it's been a long time since I've updated because I got a job now. I had to get a job because of life, right? And do you know how difficult it is to balance having fun with life? Anyone else? Just me? Okay, no problem. Right, this is Faceplant. Let's do a new game. New game plus. And all I need to do is add the artwork in, and the game is done. But it's a Fodian game. It's a Fodian platformer, right? It's a Fodian platformer, and you don't stop moving. So I'm not controlling the movement at all right now. And you basically play as this little character who's a plant with a face, and you face plant all the time. So you only control the jumping. Oh yeah, flowers also grow in your path, but I haven't done that for the lower section yet. So you're just going to have to excuse the brokenness. And when you fall, you splat like that. Boom, face plant. You get it? Boom. You understand now. It makes sense. It makes sense. But if you stop moving, oh my God, all the way down. Oh, it sucks. And then later on, there are a lot of different levels. There are 10 different areas. Reminds me of Jump King. Exactly. Ignore the hidden things there, but these are clouds. These are really fun. Double jump areas, basically. There's a lot of different mechanics in the game. It's very fun. And if you miss the cloud, oh my goodness, right the way back down the bottom. How do you get cake then? Oh, I'm not sure. Where else can we go? So this is Faceplant. If you'd like to see it, you can. I haven't seen the visual progress in a while. Looking great. Awesome. I think that's what the next. Oh, these are portals. Ignore the sounds. Oh, you can't hear the sounds. What was I going to say? What was I saying? Actually, I've forgotten what my brain was saying. What was I talking about? Actually, I have no idea. Love the flowers growing in the path. Thank you. It's actually a huge story element to the game. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so bad at this game. It's been so long since I've played. It's actually who made this game? It actually sucks. It is a oh my god. It's a huge story thing. I can't speak today. It's a huge story element to the game as well. So I can't wait to actually get the game finished, get all of the artwork in, and because the game's essentially done, right? It's content complete. All the levels are done, kind of. There's a couple more things that I need to do, but it's mostly done, and it's mainly level art that I need to do today. Or not today, but at some point. And that's it. Then the game will be finished and in your hands, and you can play it, and you can pay me for it, and I can quit my job when I'm a millionaire from this game. So that's the plan. But I've just started a new job, so I haven't worked on it in a while. So maybe I'll never quit my job. Maybe I'll die before this game gets finished. In that, that's what this game makes me feel. But anyway, but the cake, how? Have you played Pumpkin Panic? Great game. Maybe. How did you add the flowers when you walk? That's sick. Legend. Just because I'm a legend. Big brain. That's how I did it. But anyway, we were answering a question. Feedback Friday is what we're doing today, and I was asking a question. The question was, what is coyote timing and what is jump buffering? You folks from Jackie's stream will know this. We were just playing, because you're all game dev legends, but we were just playing a game which didn't have any coyote timing and didn't have any jump buffering. And basically, to put it very simply, have you seen Looney Tunes? Okay, no. Okay, fail. So basically, when a character in a platformer, this is the character, this is their collision box, right? When they leave the platform, you know how the coyote in Looney Tunes hangs off the edge for a bit and stays there? Basically, that's coyote timing because it's a coyote. And this gives the player a couple of seconds to react from falling off a platform, so that as soon as they fall off the platform, let's say they fall off the platform, say they just left the platform, they jump now, boom, and they'd fall immediately. And that would feel unfair. So instead, coyote timing gives them a little bit of time to jump while off the platform. So bing, 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 jump, wee, and it still feels good. Wee, you know what I mean? Feels good. Without coyote timing, you just go jump down. You know what I mean? You'd fall straight down. That doesn't feel good. And jump buffering is a similar thing where basically when you jump up like this, jump, 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 jump. If I press jump now, let's say, we're not touch. Let's say I press jump now and I'm so close to the floor, the input won't register. And when I touch the floor, the character will just touch the floor like that. You know what I'm saying? Character will just touch the floor like that. And it's like, what the heck? I pressed jump. It didn't work because to the player, it seems like they pressed it. So basically, jump buffering gives a little bit of buffer room or buffer time between an area of the floor and jumping, so that if the player presses jump in this area, like here, if the player presses jump in this area, the jump will buffer. So Faceplant has this. I'll show you. Boom, 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 boom. So older Lego games had some of those issues. Yeah, a lot of old games didn't have anything like that. Oh my goodness, I'm dying. So if I jump, right? If I press jump, I'm not even touching the floor. My jump buffer is so high, I'm not even touching the floor, and I'm getting the jump. But it feels great. And I also have, let's slow it down a bit. I also have coyote timing. Look how far I can be off a platform, and the jump still works. You know what I mean? You can be very far off in Faceplant. So it's giving you a lot of leeway, and it feels good. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't do it there, and that's how you fall down to your death. But you know what I mean. Sorry to ask, but how can I send you my pixel artwork? Discord. We have a Discord channel. So since we got raided, let's do some more feedback. Let us extend the feedback to the 2-hour mark. How do you slow down the game down? Is that just a Godot thing? So it's not just a Godot thing. It's you can do time scale. There's I've created a little script which basically when I press these inputs, it turns the time scale down so that I can do slow motion and I can like assess jumps and stuff like that. I added that in myself, but it is a thing in Godot that you can do. Feels like there was a Mario thing that would allow that. I want to say it's the raccoon tail, but it might have just been normal. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know that much about how Mario was programmed. I don't even know how my game was programmed, and I programmed it. So, yeah, Discord. That's how you do it. You share your artwork, share your games, whatever on here, and you might be lucky. So let's go back to the Wheel of Names. This is how this works for those of you that don't know. There's a Wheel of Names. We add you to the Wheel of Names if you're in the stream. This encourages people to attend the streams, and we pick one, just like we're going to pick now. Who's going to win? Oh my God. Malek, are you still here? If you're not, you are getting removed. Malek. Are you here? Are you here? You have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have been removed, Malek. Let us spin again. Who we got next? Next up we got Dino Brogo. Dino, are you still here? If not, you're getting removed as well. Dino's here. Let's go. Oh, Squirrelich, what's going on? Just want to drop by to say thank you for your YouTube pixel art tutorials. Hope you're doing well. Hey, no worries at all, Squirrelich. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the bits. Type in the chat for Squirrelich. Dino's here. Right, Dino, this is going to be... Oh my goodness. I didn't mean to spin it again. Dino, you won. I didn't mean to spin it again. Digitris will do you as well. Digitris, if you're still here, will do you as well. Digitris and Dino, you have been selected. Okay. And it's the snow texture. Let's check it out. Okay. Let's check it out. Where is it? Let me take this off. Bing. Double review to finish off the stream today. But I appreciate that raid, everybody. Thank you so much for jumping in. I hope your stream was good. Modern Warfare 2 is an absolute blast. So it's the snow. You feel free to ping me, by the way, so I can find it easier. Digitris is here as well. Let's go. Wait, I'm here. Malek. We'll do Malek as well. Oh my God. Triple review. We got Malek, Digitris, and Dino. Start from the bottom up. Dino, then Digi, then Malek. Triple review. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this. It'd be the flag gun. I'm sorry, I don't know how to ping. Okay, so for those of you that don't know how to ping, so for Digitris and Malek, basically just go on your thing and press @ where is the flag gun? Here. Press @ and then Soul Tunes. And then you can tag me. You can ping me just like that. Panda Coda, what's going on? I'm trying to design cards for free printable. You don't have to do it now. I'm here. For a printable solo cooperative card game I'm making. I wanted to know what people thought about it. Not live. I think this is cool. I think this looks good. I think it does look like snow, to be honest with you. This is nice. This is nice. You made this? I like the style. I like the line work style. It reminds me of that game. You ever seen that game? 13 or something like that? What was that? X3? Was it 3X? What the heck was it called? 1X? Was it that? 9X1? 2, 3? Was that it? I think that was it. Reminds me of that. It looks really nice. I like the style. I like the line work. I like the snow texture is good. I really like it too. I hope I can recreate it. What do you mean recreate it? Like for the rest of your assets? You're trying to design a card for printable, and I want to know what people thought about it. I think it's cool. I mean, how do you recreate something like that? You just break down the visual rules, right? I made a little short about this recently, about how you create a style for your game. You just follow the same thing. You made a bunny and it didn't go so well. Show us the bunny. Show us the bunny and I'll tell you where you went wrong. Upload it to the same post. And we'll see where you went wrong. But I mean, to me, the visual rules are this. Like a nice sort of rough, outline, okay? Nice rough outline style to start with. Simple, colorful colors. So we have 1, 2, maybe like 2 to 3 colors per color, if that makes sense. Like the orange has only 2. There's this orange and then there's the dark orange. The snow has three. You have the lightest snow color, you have the mid-tone snow color, and you have the shadow snow color. That's what I mean by that. And then you have texture with the lines. That's the other thing. Texture with the line work. There you go. Follow that. You're good to go. This is a nice style. The only thing I would say is the text is a little boring. I don't know if you're using a different font, but I would highly recommend this font that I'm using right now. It is an absolute classic. If you don't know what font to use, always use Comic Sans. It's just the perfect font. I try to keep it simplistic because I found it pleasing to the eyes. That's fair. I was never good at making snow, so this is amazing. Yeah, it's really good. If you don't know how to make anything, by the way, and this goes for anything and anywhere you ever want to draw, there is reference. Always use reference, and just break it down into the visual elements. Like break it down and simplify it into the shapes, the colors, and everything that you see. It reminds me of Neon White, a popular game. Neon White. Oh yeah, it does look like that. Cool. Sick. Nice work. Did you add the bunny? A very unfortunate rabbit. Okay. So I think the thing that this is missing, right? The thing that this doesn't stand for in terms of style, you have a sense of 3D shape with this flare gun, right? Because of the shape itself. Because of the shape itself, and because you have this like extra element, what's that called? Because you have the 3D plane of it, basically. You have a sense of 3D going on here. Whereas with this character just looks flat. And also you're not following the same rule. You're not following the same rule that you followed with the flare gun, which was 2 to 3 colors per character, per thing, basically, per object. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors just for the rabbit. So perhaps adding some sort of depth 1. So that's another part of your art style. 1 and then 2, simplifying the colors down. Maybe that would help to make it fit more within the style. Can you ruin my art too, or are you done for the day? We've only got 2 more for today. Sadadine. Sorry. But next time, Feedback Friday, every Friday, you can drop your work in and maybe you'll get chosen from the Wheel of Doom. Apologies for that. But I got to go to bed soon because I got work tomorrow. So, unfortunate. Otherwise, I'd stay up all night. But yeah, that's all I'd say. Just try and follow the same visual rules that you set for the first one. And add some 3D. And I think you're good. The drawing of the rabbit is not bad. You know what I mean? It's not bad. It's cool. Cries. Don't cry. Don't cry. Okay, who is next, by the way? So that's Dino done. Very cool Dino. Very, very cool. Digitress. Ping me. I forgot about the time difference. Yeah. I got to go to work tomorrow morning. I don't want to go to sleep. I want to stay up and play video games. But I can't do that. Responsibilities. Life sucks. Let's go. Let's go. Ping me. Oh, this one. Nice. Thank you very much. Prompt for this was glitch. I'm not in hate with it, but I would love some feedback on how I can make this piece or similar pieces more interesting and dynamic with more of a traditional pixel art style. I'd like to get away from gradients, etc. I don't think the gradients look bad. I think this looks cool. I think this is a combination of like pixel and higher bit artwork styles, which I think it looks nice, honestly. I think overall it's really cool. The detail is nice, especially in the neck. Like that neck anatomy coming through here with the form from the lighting, like that's really, really cool. Like your sense of form is very, very nice. Sense of form is very, very nice here. Tried getting pure for ref, but there's a weird thing where it says 15.7 or 20. I don't know what to do with it. Is it not just a suggestion? Yeah, just put in custom amount and then put 0. Put in custom amount and then put 0 and it wins. That's how you get it for free. But if you can, I would recommend donating for PureF because it's amazing. It's amazing. It is free, yeah. Yeah, there's a modern yet retro feel to it. I like that description. It's very cool. So how can you make this glitchy in a more pixel aesthetic? Well, it's kind of like just what you said, Digistress. You remove the gradients. You have solid colors only. And this animation, you can do it really easily, right? These types of animations you can do a bit more simply, but also very easily by doing things like this, right? Here's my character. Not as cool as yours, but I'm still gonna try and glitch it out, yeah? Some easy pixel art techniques for glitching are just shifting areas like this yourself and animating that one by one, right? In fact, let me do this in A-Sprite. I saw also in your animation you had some, what's that called? The blue and red thing. Chromatic aberration. That's what I was thinking of. You had some chromatic aberration, right? So here, so let's just add another frame, and all I'm going to do is take single lines and just glitch them out to the right and left, okay? So simple colors. There you go. One glitch effect, just like that. Literally as simple as that. Obviously, it doesn't look great, but the more detail that you put into it, you could have more detail in the shake. That's just a single line, okay? Let's duplicate this. The other one, again, just do the same thing as what you did before in your other animation. Red on one side, blue on one side. And you can even combine the effects, right? Like, okay, that doesn't really work. Maybe you do need to combine them. Hold on. Let's combine the blue with the red. Ghosty-like effect. Maybe we'll just start doing stuff like that. Let's try it out. If you don't know, test it out. Why not? You know what you're trying to achieve? Test it out. See what happens. There you go. That kind of worked. That's kind of nice. Oh, even let's put it 3 times speed. It's having a fit. As a Canadian, I can say that snow does not create folds like that. Snow. Without the smiley character that looks like the A-Sprite logo. It does a little bit, yeah. Experiment, yeah, have fun. If you know what you want to achieve, just try it out. There you go. And you can also do these little things I've seen before, like artifacting, right? So artifacting is very cool, especially in pixel art, where you add like little glitches and little things which shouldn't be there, like numbers, for example, right? You could have like source code popping up. You know what I'm saying? You could go even crazy, even crazier. Why not? Let's have 1s and 0s popping up. Glitch effect. Bing, bing, bing. I mean, that doesn't really work. Maybe you'd have to layer them. Maybe you'd have to layer them like if we do another frame and then we take this one and then we do this to this one and it like goes even crazier and it's like, oh, yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Just go absolutely mad with it. Why not? Why not? Why not experiment? Have fun. If it's too much, pull it back. If it's not enough, make it more. Exaggerate. It's the whole point, right? It's the whole point in art. Artifacting and things like that. Like, look at that. That's pretty cool. And I just made that in how long? Only a little amount of time. Like Matrix effect. Yeah, exactly. Can you add me to the wheel? We're done for today, Mattis, unfortunately. But yeah. And if you really are unsure and you don't have any other ideas of how you can add glitch effects, the number one thing that you can do for absolutely anything in the world is what, everybody? You can Google it. Pinterest it. Let's see if we can find some cool ideas here. They're all doing similar things, right? But here you can see some maybe like some 404 stuff. Maybe you can see like maybe a fourth wall type interaction. Like maybe a fourth wall thing comes up where it's like you can see the screen or something like that. That would be kind of sick. Maybe the screen breaks for a little bit. Like that's sick. So many ideas just from Googling things. Warning symbols. Maybe it could melt a bit, you know? Maybe the whole thing could melt. Maybe you could add this just on top. Like, you can literally do anything. Like, I'm going to take this idea right here. That's a really cool idea. I'm going to take that. And on this frame, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that to the whole screen. So what does it look like? Okay, it's got like blendy, mergy, colory typey stuff. So let's go here. Blendy, mergy, colory typey stuff. That's my idea. I'm going to go blendy, mergy, colory type stuff right here. Bing, bing, bing. Let's take a yellow. Let's do that. Bing, bing, bing. Let's take a green. Just like that. Oh, that's not green. That's freaking colorblind. Let's do that. Let's go here. Boom. Add a purple down the side. Just like that. And then boom. Let's play it. Bleep, bleep. There you go. Now you have an epilepsy. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that you can do just from looking at reference and research. Like you can learn a huge amount. There's a huge amount. There's only one person left. There's only one person left, and that is... Who was it again? Oh, it was... who was it? Who was it? It was Malik. Malik was the last person we were checking out now. So hopefully that helps. Soul's 101 guide to epilepsy. Yeah, basically. Malik, let's do this. But very nice piece, Digitrust. Very, very cool. Who's left on the wheel? I think there's actually only 3 names. So let's just do everyone. Let's just do everyone, shall we? Since we got a nice raid today, let's just do everyone. Paraditto, Germinator, and SD0. Get ready. Paraditto. Let's just do everyone. Got to be quick, though. Got to be quick, though. SD0. Who else was it? Let's just do everyone today. Germinator. And we also have Malek. So Malek, let's go. Ping me. Ping me, ping me. Everybody, if you're left and your work has been chosen, please ping me. Ping me and we'll jump through this. We'll jump through this right now. Dude, Malek, where's your work? Ping me, let's go. Ping me, let's go. Whoever pings first is going to win. Whoever pings first, that's who I'm going to. How to ping you? At SoulTunes. At SoulTunes in your post on the Discord. Can you imagine having coffee with someone and they start doing that? Great. That would be awesome. Cloak shading. Here we go. Paraditto, I believe, is first. Pretty happy with this overall. Looking for tips on the shading and maybe some shape of the cloak. Okay, cool. Everyone do at Discord in ping. No, don't do it. Okay, cool. Here we go. You ready? Speedrun mode. Speedrun mode for feedback. Overall, very, very cool. I think the dithering, you lose a little bit of flavor here. You lose a little bit of form with the dithering here. Maybe you could help. Maybe it could help you to add to the form by using that. Using the dithering and the form, you know, only showing the dithering in parts where there's light hitting, for example. That could help describe the form of the chest more. Boom. Question 1 answered. Question 2 answered. How to add more folds to this thing? Guess what I'm going to say? Reference, research. Learning more about materials. So materials, there are a lot of things with materials with like points, pinch points, and clothing and fabric. But there's actually a very cool way you can practice, right? I have a bit of cloth, right? I have a bit of fabric here. It works with toilet paper really well because it's thin, okay? But let's say I take this. This is cloth. Right now, it is just normal. It's just standard, right? If I put this cloth to a pinpoint, which is my finger, look what we can see here. We can start to see the point and then the folds. So you can visualize how that works on someone's arm or something like that. Even better if you have one of these things. If you have one of these standing guys, right, you can get some freaking... Do I have any cloth or paper or something? I got some paper here. You can add it to their arms, right? And visualize the folds. Very, very cool. Oh, guess what? Reference. Reference is the thing. Reference is the thing. Overall, I don't think you've done a bad job, though, to be honest with you. I think you're selling the form very well. You're selling the form very, very well here. But I'd be careful with hiding too much in shadow there. Usually I say shadow is good, but maybe we could hide more, actually. Let's try it. I think it's mainly just going to be about folds for you. Like this point here with the elbow is a pinch point. You know, because the cloth is laying on top of the shoulders, right? There's going to be points coming down like that as well from this section. You know what I mean? And maybe too much of that will break the form, but you get the idea, right? Parts where it's like scrunched up, and make sure that's reflected in the depends on the thickness, by the way. Depends on the thickness of the material. But overall it looks very good. It looks clean. It does look very clean. Maybe it could use some more texture if you wanted to dirty it up a bit. Color aberration would be nice. Yeah. But there we go. Never thought of using those little mannequins? Yeah, of course. Of course. Let's move on. Next one. Boom. Hopefully that helps. But reference. That's the one you want. SD0. Who's next? Who else has pinged me? Anyone pinged me? Just want some feedback. Who is this? Malek. Made an entire news broadcast right before it airs and then watch your miserable creations. What is this? We've got a video game to play. Oh my goodness. Make an entire news broadcast right before it airs and then watch your miserable creations. What the hell? It's a jacket. It's a cloak. It was a cloak. Made with GDevelop. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to play the music, by the way, because I can't guarantee that it's copyright free. Apologies. Day one. Let's go. Type what it says. No backspace. Choose the picture. Choose the picture closest to the descriptor word. Shows how much time is left. Okay. Type what it says. I can't really see. This just in recently. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go. Has fallen down the stairs and was sent to the hospital for a broken. It's too slow. Toe. Since he is a lawyer. I don't know what I'm doing. Trip. Let's choose this one. He had the great idea to submit early. Sue the angry. This one. Laws of. It reminds me of my typing game, actually. It's cool. Where you've got lots of things going on at once. Followed was rich. This one. Drawn out. Caught. But it's too slow. Between. It's hard to see the words as well. Him and physics in the and they settled it. And I should be able to not to like, you know, like get rid of it as well, like correct myself. And physics, because it's annoying when I mess up. I just want to give up the whole thing. $10 million in compensation. Dot. Submit early. It's talking back.
To sue the laws of physics, what followed was a drawn-out court battle between him and physics. In the end, they settled IT outside of court, and physics gave him $10 million in compensation.
I like that, actually. That's cool. This is a cool idea. Sounds a pretty big part of the game. Yes, I see that. Stabilize the audio by turning it up or down. Pick the title closest to what you're typing. Okay. Let's go. It's like a GCHQ site. I can't see the words. That's my biggest thing, right? Animal, this one. Theme park. We don't. I can chill a little bit now. Know how the. Oh, I messed it up. Oh, I messed it up. Oh, I messed it up. moving at such an... It's too slow, man. It's too slow, I feel. I don't know how it's like... I don't know what this is doing. Am I like making it crazy or something? Okay, I get it. But they seem to be enjoying... Oh, I messed it up again. I'm just going to type in Soul Tunes is the best. Make sure you subscribe to Soul Tunes. Lol, noobs. Lol, you're such a noob. And then I'm going to do this. I'm not bothered. I'm going to go crazy now. We want all of the audio. Caution sign. Submit early.
This just in. Turtles from a nearby beach have been invading the local theme park. We don't know how the turtles are moving at such an alarming rate, but they seem to be enjoying all to Soul Tunes is the best. Make sure you subscribe to Soul Tunes. LOL noobs. LOL you're such a noob.
There we go. Lovely. Subscribe to Soul Tunes. Really crazy idea. Really crazy idea for a game right there, Malik. That is nuts. Like, was that Malik? Really? Yeah, Malik. Really, really crazy. My ears, sorry. Sorry for the audio. Sorry. Sorry about that. I apologize. That's really cool. Really cool idea for a game, Malik. I think it needs to be harder, to be honest with you. I think there needs to be some sort of failure state or something. Like there wasn't really a like it was cool, don't get me wrong. It was cool to like see my like creation. It's cool to see my creation or whatever. But as in terms of a game, I like to have some sort of like failure or whatever. Day 3 and 4 got a lot harder. Oh, there's failures in the third day. But see, I didn't make it that far. You know what I mean? This is a thing with like difficulty. If I lose interest in day 1 and 2 and I never make it to 3 or 4, like what am I supposed to do then? You know? I'm just going to give up early because it's not hard enough for me. So that's the problem with difficulty and balancing difficulty. I would like to try days 3 and 4, but I'm not going to go through day 1 and 2 just to do that. And I haven't unlocked day 3 and 4. So yeah, unless we just do that. Hold on. Can I just do that? Let me try them. Yeah, the stakes aren't high enough to keep me engaged. Yeah, exactly. Let me just try that real quick. Apologies for hurting your ears, by the way, folks. Turn it down a bit. I'm just going to submit early. See what happens. Done. Does it just go on the whole time? Oh, it's still like going through it. Most people are really bad at the first levels. That's the problem. You're going to have people who are... That's the problem with typing games, right? I made a typing game, for those of you who've never played it. Soultunes.itch.io, is that right? I don't know. I made a typing game called Spagbool, right? This is what it reminds me of, the frantic differences. This is what I was talking about. But anyway, let's wait. You're surprisingly good at typing. I can type at 110 words per minute. I'm just going to submit that. So this was my typing game. And basically, it's a similar type concept, but you're working in an office. And it doesn't create a, it doesn't create anything, basically. So basically, you just start spam typing. It's called Spagbool because you're trying to create as many spaghetti lines as possible. And then bugs come down on the screen and you have to type in the right thing that comes up. And if you make a mistake, you can press escape, or what's it called? Press back key and it'll come up or whatever. And this is the whole idea. And it's difficult, right? You're trying to spam the spaghetti code as much as you can. If you don't type anything, nothing comes up. And then coffee comes up that you have to click on to drink the coffee. Uh-oh. And then you have a copy paste, like Stack Overflow pop-up that comes up that you have to press Control-C, Control-V on. So the more that happens, it just gets harder and harder and harder. And you get more time by doing combos of things correctly. So the game stays on longer and longer and longer. The better you are at typing and the better you are not making any mistakes. If you make a mistake, the time goes down faster. Or not faster, the time just goes down. You don't get the combo bonus, basically. And that's the whole game. And then you die, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm just going to let myself die here. See, you don't actually die, but the time's going down because I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean? 5 seconds left. Oh my god, no bonus. We're gonna die. Time runs out. There you go. Green screen of death. So you can submit that to a leaderboard. I'm gonna type in lol. You can check the leaderboards out. And you can see some of the high scores are just absolutely nuts. Like someone with 455,310, which is just crazy. But yeah. So let's go to, is this still going? What the heck? Oh my goodness. Apologies. These games are fun, but there's a different skill ceiling for every player. Exactly. Because if you're not super good at typing, you're never going to get one of those high scores, basically. You're never going to get the high score. And if you're super good at typing with this game, then it's not going to be engaging, right? It's not going to be engaging. So what else needs to be done? Close pop-up ads by clicking on them. Okay. And I can't see. Local kidnapper. John Jimmy. Notorious for his specialty in kids. Okay, let's sort this out. Let's do that. Well, that's quite high. I don't know what that thing is. Has been fired from his suspicious. Let's do them. It looks suspicious to me. Job. See, I can't see where the text is at. That's a bad design, I think. Parents. Let's get rid of that. And now I'm bored again. I can choose the drugs because that's fun. Complaining. Get rid of that. Let's do that a bit. Let's go down a bit. See, I need to type in order to see where the text is. That isn't good design, and I can't see really that. My like either my brightness isn't high enough, or I just can't see the kids. Yeah, I'm just bored. I'm bored already. You know what I mean? I don't think it's too challenging. I guess it really just depends on how good you are at typing there. We need difficulty sliders. Yeah, we need difficulty sliders. How can I play Spike Bull? Yeah, just go to soultunes.itch.io. Soultunes. I got a couple games on there. .itch.io. Bing. And it should be on there. Okay, who's next? Germinator. But it's a cool game, Malik. It's a cool concept. I just think the difficulty for me was too easy and not engaging enough. Tornado pixel art. Whose is this? Is this yours, SD? It is. Tornado pixel art. This is cool. This is very nice. This is very cool. I don't have any feedback for this. It looks like a tornado. I like the shape of it. I like the effect going on. It looks cool. I didn't design it with really fast people in mind, and I think the text scrolls slower on Mac. Okay. You're really bad at Spike Bull. Yeah. It's hard. I feel like it's missing something. You feel like it's missing something? A cow. A car. Maybe something in there to show scale, right? Because it's a tornado. We don't know how big this tornado is. Maybe put a car in there. Maybe that isometric car that we saw from before. That could be a cool little thing. Boom. Add a cow in or something. How dangerous is this thing? Some context to the tornado would be cool. It has no story right now. You know what I mean? It's just a tornado by itself. It's a cool tornado. Don't get me wrong. Make sure you type in Sultan's HIO with the same font you used to draw in for a secret fake Easter egg. Yeah. UFO. Yeah. UFOs in there. Everything. You could do you could do all sorts. Stories, you know? Everything. Add banana. Exactly. But overall, it's a cool tornado. And I just think if you want to add more to something, ask more questions about it. We were talking more about this earlier, about like design and things like that. We were talking about design earlier. If you want to add more, you need more information about it. It's a spell VFX, not animated yet. Okay. Well, if it's a spell VFX, then we need to see the animation. Animate it. There you go. What up, Anna? How are you doing today? Right. To finalize today, let's do the final pixel, the final piece by Germinate here. My throat is killing. I can't speak. I should never stream this long on Feedback Friday. Make sure to ask how the tornado's feeling. Exactly. How was its day? But it's very cool. Zira. It's very, very cool. I don't really have much more feedback for it. It just looks cool. I think it can work for your effect. Maybe we need to see it animated. Okay. Final one before I lose my voice. Germinator with this little wizard. Guess what? Looks like a wizard. Has a cool design. One thing I will say, which is something that we see quite a lot with pixel art especially, is these things. So right now, you can see that this wizard, right? We can see zoomed in that it has two shades of red. You've got this red. What the heck? Tiggle, hello. And you have this red as the shadow. Okay, zoomed in, you can see that quite well. And depending on your monitor, also, you can see that quite well. But let's go to this. Steam keeps getting stuck for me. Ah, sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But check this out. If we look at the values of this piece, and again, depends on your monitor, we'll see that you can't really see it. And especially for pixel art, right? Check this out. When you zoom out, when pixel art, because pixel art is usually viewed small, isn't it? Like if it's in a game, unless it's like pixel art that you're displaying on the web at that giant size, but generally if it's in a game or something, it will be small like this, and you can't see the other shade of red. So if you really want to emphasize that there is shade, it won't even tolerate. It's because my tolerance is too high, but let's do that. If you really want to emphasize shading, increase contrast so that when it is smaller, you still get the same effect. You know what I mean? Maybe that's too much contrast, but you get the idea. You get the idea, right? That it's not high enough contrast. And is this a highlight? I didn't even see that red there. Unless I just put that there. I don't think I did though. If that's a highlight, I definitely can't see that. You know what I'm saying? More contrast for it to stand out further from a smaller, which is important for pixel art. But overall, right, what I will say about this character, and what I love about this character a lot, which is what I think a lot of people struggle with pixel art especially, is simplicity. And the fact that your character is a simple shape, right? Straight pixel, okay, fair enough. The fact that your character is simple shape, strong silhouette, strong design, like this could easily be an indie game character. This could easily, not because it's cloaked, right? It's not part of the indie game cloaked character meme, but this could easily be an indie game character that stands in its own game. You know what I mean? Because the design is simple, effective. That's what I really like to see with pixel art. So great job. Great job. Great job, great job, great job, everybody. Thank you very much for hanging out today. My final piece of advice for you all is to make sure you shave your head every couple of days. You don't want to go, you don't want to get the fuzz coming back too much. And of course, watch out for UFOs, everybody. They're out there. They're out there. They're coming to get us. Be careful, folks. By the way, can you make episodes where you review Pixel Joint's Hall of Fame art? Pixel Joint's Hall of Fame? Maybe, yeah. That could be cool. Break down some techniques. A weird time to just be tuning in. Daniel Pancake, we're actually just closing out the stream as well. So yes, it is the strangest time. But since we got a big raid today, let's pay it forward, shall we? Let's go to Twitch. If those of you who aren't on Twitch don't understand what Twitch does, we're streaming right now to what the heck? We're streaming right now to Twitch and YouTube. But on Twitch, you can raid people, right? Let's raid a friend of ours. When is the next art jam? What do you mean art jam? Like challenge? I don't know. Let's do Tobuggus. It's been a while since we raided Tobuggus. Let's raid Tobuggus, and I'm going to bounce. I'm going to bounce immediately because I got to go to sleep, folks. Tobuggus, I believe, uses Godot. So hype in the chat, everybody. Hype in the chat. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Appreciate you all. I'll catch you all next Friday. If you're here. If not, then it doesn't really matter. Peace, everybody. Goodbye. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sharing.